Hello, thank you for tuning into this week's Pick a Reads. This should be on the YouTube channel James 13 Wicca. Just want to make sure you're seeing it in the right spot. I am doing in-person readings in Herkimer, New York. If you're close to there and you want more information, shoot me an email. I'll let you know what's going on. I'll put the information about the decks and the dice below. Other than that, if you'd like a reading from me, shoot me an email, james4astral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thanks again for watching, and let's get into your reading. Hello, Virgo! Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. Apparently we have the Seven of Swords at the bottom. I don't know why we're going right into that, but we'll find out in a minute. I feel like they're saying there's something to do with that. Like, there's something to do with that. Alright. Seven of Swords. It does kind of match everything else going on here. Thing is, are you going to see this little thief for who they are? Probably. You may be a little reluctant to. Okay, so Virgos, the way I see Virgos, very analytical typically. They sit back and they absorb and they really think out their next move. That's how I see them. They do the dependable. They keep things going. Very dependable. But when people... I feel like Virgo likes to see people as they are. What does that mean? Like, however they relate to you and you connect with them, that's how you relate to them. I don't know, you get used to the way that you're treated by people and you just kind of stay in that line. Granted, you know, this is for whatever area the Virgo energy connects with you. Thing is, when Virgo starts seeing somebody for other than what they thought they were, that's a process. That's usually a process. The Virgo energy by itself doesn't usually change very quickly, but it does consider, like, all right, I got this new evidence. Let me look at that. Let me sit with that. Let me make sure, is this evidence real? Like, they like proof of evidence. It's not just about having evidence. Like, why should I believe in this evidence? Like, what makes this evidence valid? But if they validate evidence, it becomes a piece of the foundation. If it's kind of like, oh, it's a little bit shaky, I guess I'll take that into consideration, but I don't know that I'm going to build anything with it. You know, Virgo has a lot of, like, they build from reality. Like, I need to see what's going on, and then when somebody says, well, this, and you're like, well, is it? Let me test that. Let me look at that. Let me see if there's a reason to believe in what you're telling me or what I'm seeing here. Somebody already pushed the button, though. Somebody already pushed the button. What does that mean? I see this in the past, and it's got a very decorative symbol on the front. I get this sun card feeling with the Three of Swords, which is odd, because it's almost like the sun is behind it, too. And it's kind of like, I've seen the truth here, and I wasn't really upset about it when I saw it, and I didn't let it ruin my day. I feel like whatever it was, I saw it. I didn't really, it's not that I didn't like it, I was like, all right, that's happening, but I didn't let it ruin my day. I kept going, but I needed to go. I'm like, all right, yeah, I saw that. The sun with the Three of Swords all together, because I keep feeling that with that. Like, that symbol in the center just reminds me of the sun so much. And I'm getting, like, there's a blessing here, and I just feel like I didn't let it ruin the day. You were meant to see it, but with these two cards coming in with it, it's kind of like the moment came when the moment needed to come. And you saw it, and you just kind of like, all right, I saw that, and I'm just going to keep going with what I wanted today to be. I'm not letting this ruin my day. But this is, I feel like, what I'm talking about when I say somebody pushed the button. Like, somebody did something here that I feel like, I didn't like that. But I didn't let it ruin the day. I keep getting that over and over. I didn't let it ruin the day. And I've been sitting with it for quite a while, and this has been building some energy. Sometimes this talks about Taurus, which is another earth sign. Doesn't have to. But it's kind of like I was feeling a certain way, and the more distance I get from this moment, the more I just kind of keep seeing other things build to that, or reiterate that, or like reinforce that, if I get the right word someday today. Like, it's kind of like, yeah, you know what, that did happen, and you know what, that is the truth, and I don't like it. It doesn't matter if I like it, it's the truth. But still, this might create a change if I don't see a reason for this to go a different direction. And I feel like probably personal, in a personal level. When I say personal, like, you might be completely secretive about researching more about this situation. Like, you're looking into it, you're finding this, you're finding that, you're doing what you're doing, but it might be a completely, like, nobody else knows. I think that's interesting. In my opinion, and I'm sure you'll tell me in the comments, if Virgo decides they need to keep it to themselves, they keep it to themselves. I feel like Virgos are really good at keeping secrets, but in the version of, like, they never let people know they knew it. They just act on it when they need to. I don't know. I feel like Virgos are really good with that. Like, they're good at keeping secrets, but they don't let people know that they had secrets at any point anyway. They just react when necessary. Okay. There's a moment here where I feel like I'm dealing with this. It could be a person, could be a situation. I'm dealing with it again, and I'm getting through it, but, like, this moment happened in the past. I didn't let it ruin my day. It's almost like this moment is sort of repeating. Like, same type of circumstances, maybe different but similar. It's kind of like maybe before it was a moment at the beach. This time maybe it's a holiday party, or it's like it was a gathering of social people, and then it's a different type of gathering, but it's like maybe the same people, or something is similar with it. I don't think we need to beat it to death. This time I'm having a harder time, I feel like, not letting it ruin my day, because now I feel like I'm more sensitive and I'm seeing it a lot more. I'm having a harder time getting along with certain people, is what I'm getting. I'm having a hard time playing like it's alright. Something's coming down the road. It might be a while, but the block is lifting. It's coming. It may not be coming soon. And when I say that, it could be 3-4 months before this comes forward. It could be 3-4 years, anywhere in between. It depends on how you're relating to it, but something, like, the block is lifting. I feel like for a lot of you, if you look backwards, if you can identify when the button was originally pushed, you're probably in the middle of this situation. So if it was pushed 3-4 months ago, you probably got 3-4 months from now. If it was pushed 3-4 years ago, you probably got 3-4 more years to go. I feel like you're in the middle of whatever this is, if this is going to be hitting. Because I'm like, I know I don't like it. I have no idea what I'm going to do with it. I know I can't put up with it anymore, but I have no idea what I'm going to do with it just yet. And there's other people around this situation. Is that what this is? What is this? Can we just get more? Because this one card is confusing me. Like, how is it here? How are we here? You're making it through this the way you need to. Sometimes the message from this card is passing the test. You're meant to succeed through this. I feel like all of us know at this point, but maybe I'm wrong, that life is built on problems. It's just, there's so many problems out. There's just so many problems. Like, it seems like there goes decades where it's fairly good, and decades where it's just not. And it just kind of ebbs and flows in and out. But there's, even in the good times, there's always something. Not to be that one, but, apparently I am. I feel like you're working through this, and it's just kind of like making peace with what you need to do next. You're in the process where you're making peace with what you need to do next. Ironically, whatever this subject is, you are doing well with it. I feel like it doesn't feel like it to me, though. Like, if I was going through it, I'm like, I don't feel like I am. I don't know what to do with it. I don't know where to go with it. I just know I'm not happy with it. So it's like somebody saying, you're doing great on that. And you're like, I don't even know what I'm doing. It's like, what are you talking about? I don't even know what I'm doing. Yeah, but you got everything lined up like it needs to be, and when it comes into play, you'll be ready, and you'll be like, when what comes into play? When what? I feel like that's how this is going. Like, you're saying I'm doing good. It doesn't feel like it. Um, you got a lot of healing coming out of this situation. You were doing the work. You were doing the deep dive. I feel this is also one of those moments where it's like, I'm not trying to, I'm just trying to get through it. But you're trying to get through it in a rational way. You're sorting it out. You're taking it apart. You're putting it where it needs to go. Not everybody does this work. You're doing it. You are doing the work so that this situation, whatever it is, you solve it this time so that done is done. Somebody is kind of getting away with something here. I don't think the cards are pushing out. Somebody's going more their own direction. This person is kind of like doing what they want. They're just kind of doing what they need to on the side. Somebody's doing something. And I feel like they're kind of getting away with it, questionably. I feel like but you're like, whatever they're doing, whatever started this situation, things are going on, but it's kind of like, I need to know what I'm going to do with it before I start addressing it. And I haven't decided what I'm going to do with it yet, so I'm holding off. I almost feel like part of me is going, well, I've held off this long, what's a little while longer? And I'm not going to put myself in a position of detriment. I'm going to put myself in a position of advantage. So I'm going to wait till I feel like things are lined up where it's going to serve me before I bring that forward, because it's happening anyway. But I'm going to make sure that I'm at the advantage before we bring this forward. Now, you don't have to talk about whatever's going on here. I feel like that's obvious. There's a lot of random energy going on around here too. I feel like something is a little bit rickety anyway. I feel like there's this weird energy where whatever it is that you're not happy with, you're doing well with it, but it's kind of stuck. And it's kind of like, and I think this, if I'm wrong, let me know, but I feel like Virgo energy is kind of like, once you've built an opinion, once you've got to a certain level, you feel the way you feel. And it's kind of like, I feel the way I feel now. It's not easily fixed, and it's going to take more than a Band-Aid to fix this. It's kind of like, whatever this is, it's like a broken arm with cracked ribs and a bloody nose, and it's like, it all has to be taken care of. Like, there's going to be some work to really fix this. Otherwise, this isn't going to work. This isn't going to be fixed with a Band-Aid, is my point. There's going to be this moment where it's like, I feel like I kind of want to start a conversation. Make sure when you're in a place of advantage and you kind of have like, all right, if this doesn't go where I want, this is what I can do so this works out the way I want. I feel like they're saying, be sure you're at a place of advantage, because it's addressing that whatever this is, I don't like it, but it doesn't matter if I don't like it, it's happening. I feel like that's one of these things. It's kind of like losing an animal or losing a loved one. It's kind of like, it doesn't matter that I don't like it. It's still happening. I have to still deal with it. It's kind of like, I still have to pay the bills. I still have to do this. I still have to do that. I don't want to. I don't feel good. I don't like this energy, but life happens. I just have to make it through it. Life just keeps going. We know how this goes. I feel like we all know how this goes. Just put yourself in a position of advantage and keep moving forward in a way that serves you. Before you bring this forward, it's highly suggested, a big possibility. Just make sure, like, if this isn't going to go where you want to, or you're like afraid this may not go where you want to, like, before you start this conversation, make sure you have an idea about where you can take this if this goes in a direction you don't like. What you can do for yourself if this goes in a direction you don't like. Because I feel like there's a lot of like, I don't like this at all, but I just need to be in a position of advantage before I start talking to other people. I got to make sure I've secured what I need to secure. That way, if these people with the bad behavior actually go above and beyond and even get a lot worse, I'm already set, I'm already safe. There's a light at the end of the tunnel for this situation. I do feel like part of this reading, if it's hitting, is like, you don't have to wait. All you have to do is research the situation and put yourself in the position of advantage, and you can start addressing it as soon as you're ready. You don't have to wait. Especially in that part where I said you're probably in the middle of it. The way this energy is feeling, if it just keeps playing out the way it has been playing out, you're probably in the middle. And I feel like for some of you, if it's been a few years especially, you may be like, I don't really want this to drag on a few years. And they're saying it doesn't have to. But make sure, or the possibility here is, it's going to be advantageous to you to just find your position of advantage. And once you have that, then start pushing the ball forward. You can do that to kind of shortcut this situation if you want. It's up to you if you feel that's right or not. Because I do see on the other side here, when this situation passes and it moves on, you do have beautiful things waiting for you. Whatever this is, something is in your way before this next beautiful situation can come in. And I get, for you, it's a labor that just has to happen. There's this card I always see as the labor of success. A lot of work to get what I need out of it. It's going to take some time. You don't have to wait to go into that. Like, it's kind of like if I have to walk 10 miles with this on my back, can't I just do it now and get it over with? Can't I just do it and just move it on? If it's going to be that way anyway, why put it off? I'd rather it behind me so I can go on to better things. As a kid, I was taught that, like, get the hard stuff out of the way in the beginning. Especially, like, I learned this at dinner. There was certain people who maybe they didn't cook the best, and you were expected to eat everything on your plate. And as a kid, I remember just going, well, I know I don't like these things, and you know what, let me just get them out of my way. I'm just going to eat them first to get rid of them, and then I can enjoy the rest of this at the end. I don't know if that's helpful, but like, this situation doesn't have to hold you down. If this is hitting, then this is hitting. It's not. I feel like you already know this. If it wasn't hitting, then it's not going to happen. It's just already there, or it's already not. There might be some of you who have watched this far and go, I don't know what this is about, but in the next 2 days, you might find out what this is about. So it might just kind of snap in like, oh, that's what that was about. Especially if it's a work situation or something like that, or something where it's about somebody who you don't see all the time. Maybe it's a social connection or a family connection that you're like, maybe I'm putting up with a behavior that I need to stop putting up with. One of those things. All right, I'm going to shut this down here. Hope that helps. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.